I had the opportunity to go, was it 30 acres?
33 acres.
33, right? So 33-acre water plant, natural spring water plant.
Correct.
You know, naturally pH 7.2?
7.4.
7.4 pH. You know, I've been a banker for years. I've had wealthy clients. I've seen some things, right? But when you see a guy who owns a 33-acre water plant, like, that's different, right? Like who wakes up and says, yo, I want to sell water?
King Water is a brand. Because I didn't have a water plant first, so I was jumping this up.
Right.
If they come to buy it, they come to buy it. I can create another brand.
Right. Okay.
I got the source.
So who need a plug when you got the source?
I got the source.
Who need a plug when you got the source?
I've seen other people sit back and say, you got to have all these sources of income.
Right. Yeah.
That's the big thing, right?
Yeah.
Since I stopped doing a whole bunch of things and just focused on this, we shooting up.
See,
sometimes you can do a whole bunch of nothing.
Yeah,
you're not putting that time. Sometimes you can do a whole bunch of nothing.
You can have multiple ponds.
But what you doing?
Got ponds, right?
But the fact
you literally got some streams.
You saw that one.
Hey, wait. I know you want to watch this next video, but listen, if you are an entrepreneur, business coach, business consultant, or a small business owner who has a story and wants to learn how to create multiple streams of income from your story, I need you to text me right now, my book, to 646-687-4152. That is my personal number. I have been an author for over 12 years. I've written 10 books. 4 of them have been bestsellers, and I've sold over 100,000 books. But I've also helped a lot of my clients take their expertise and put it into a story, then create multiple streams of income from that. So I want to help you do the same thing. So text my book to 646-687-4152. All right, let's go back to the video.
Pay attention and listen, we about to teach class. Inside the vault, my man Ash Cash. So get your man right. Thursday nights, 8 p.m. you see him, he change your life. Millionaire mindset, the best on earth. Blueprints of wealth, the knowledge network. So get it while you can, and he's standing right here. Just come inside the vault and see black millionaires. Oh yeah. Come inside the vault and see black millionaires. Oh yeah. You won't ask cash, you can catch it right here in the vault.
All right, so welcome to another awesome episode of Inside the Vault with Ash Cash, the greatest money mindset show on the planet. Look, when I tell you this next episode, the guest that we have today is so powerful because there are some essential things that you need in life, right? You need food, you need water, you need shelter, right? And so there's always this thing, right? Especially when the pandemic happened, people always say, look, make your own food. You know what I'm saying? Yo, make sure you own land for your own, shelter. Nobody ever talks about owning your own water. Well, I got the first and only black man to own a water plant in the state of Georgia in the building. My brother, Mr. Faheem Ali. Peace and blessings, brother.
Hey, all love, my brother.
Oh, man. So I had the opportunity to go, was it 30 acres?
33 acres.
33, right? So 33-acre water plant, natural spring water plant.
Correct.
Naturally pH 7.2?
7.4.
7.4 pH. It is one of the most, I've been a banker for years. I've had wealthy clients. I've seen some things, right? But when you see a guy who owns a 33-acre water plant, like, that's different, right? And so I think that I'm excited to have this conversation. But before we even get all of there, right? For those who don't know, in your words, who is Faheem Ali?
Faheem Ali, young entrepreneur from I was born.
Yeah.
Had an opportunity to play sports, which actually brought me to who I am right now today. Always have a competitive spirit. When you tell me no, that even gives me more juice.
Yes.
Because I'm gonna show you. I can show you better than I can tell.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
But fortunate enough, man, to be here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
Atlanta showed me so much love, bro.
Showed
me so much love, man. We'll go into it a little more, but I'm excited to be here.
Yes, sir.
I'm excited to tell my story, especially with you,
Yes,
because of how me and you linked up and everything. And we'll get into that, man. But we here right now. Living legend, first black-owned water plant in the state of Georgia.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
I'm my boy, it didn't hit me the other day until my boy was like, bro, you know that's history.
That's not definitely history, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
I'm excited, bro.
Yeah, and so take us through your entrepreneurship journey, right? Because I know you're the youngest of 8.
Yes.
And you learned a lot of your entrepreneurship skills from your dad. So talk to us a little bit about that journey.
So I'm the youngest of 8, and my whole family's from Jersey except me. I was born in Miami, Florida.
Man.
Dad's from Hackensack, mom's from the Bronx. Everybody else is born in Newark.
Yeah.
Here we go, come down to South Florida, and in 75 they moved there. 76 I was born. But my dad, see, it's real deep. My dad actually worked for Muhammad Ali. I was actually named after Muhammad Ali.
Wow.
So our last name before we dropped Kearney, it was Kearney. So my dad's name started off was Charles Kearney. Then being in the Nation of Islam, became Kareem Kearney. And then I was born. So my mom always told me the story. She said they was going to the hospital, Mount Sinai, and my dad pulled up. Well, they was at a rest stop. And my dad was like, "Can I name him after the champ?" And my mom was like, "I don't care what you name him, just get me to the hospital." You know what I mean?
Right.
So my full name was Faheem Muhammad Ali Kearney. And as time went along, everybody dropped the Kearney, and I didn't have to drop nothing, so it was Faheem Muhammad Ali. But my dad, my mom was a housewife. My dad, we had our own jewelry store. We was really the only black family in South Florida that had owned a jewelry store.
Wow, yeah.
And it was 8 of us, so that's not an easy task to have 8 kids. And we was good, man. I was raised in a good family. I'm not finna sit back and tell you like I was raised in the hood. Yeah, I was in Carol City, which Carol City is Carol City. But I was raised in a good family. But everybody worked at the jewelry store.
Yeah.
I was young. Growing up, my dad actually passed away when I was 8.
Oh, wow.
But going there, from me being the youngest, I was always walking around, watching everybody work. My sisters and my brothers had different schedules that they worked different days, and it was just teaching them the business. Fast forward, when my father passed away in '84, my mom took over. So therefore now,
so she went from
housewife to business owner.
Right.
We had to keep everything going. So the family really stood firm, because now everybody kind of come into play and take this big space that just left us, which is my dad. So we kept going, we continued to go. Now, in that time, I got left behind because stay-home mom wasn't there to really take care of me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was going through the loops, learning Miami streets. Started playing football. See, football was our hobby. I'll take it deeper than that. Go play. So in Miami, we don't learn how to horseback ride. We don't learn how to, do those other things that some families get taught in different places. Football is our outlet. So I was fortunate enough to play that, but I've always watched my mom and my family be very productive. And running our own business. Running our own business, we make our own money. And it's worked. My mom still right now to the day has her own school in Opelika, Florida, from 6 weeks old all the way to 8th grade.
Oh wow!
So it's still moving. It's still moving. So that's how I got in the entrepreneurial space. And plus, I told you, football really gave it to me because I had some ups and downs. And it taught me more about life. Because football is the only sport that I get that literally you get knocked on your butt and you got to get back up. Because it ain't that because of you. And you got 10 other guys out there in the football field. So you go lay down there, or you go get up, get back to the huddle, and let's go to the next play. That's how life. You go have ups and downs, falls. You go stay down there in the mud, or you go get back up and keep it moving.
And so talk to us about that, that football journey, right? Talk
very,
to us about
very,
that,
man. I laugh. I went there. If technically I went to 4 different schools. I earned scholarships at every one. But I was here in Atlanta back in 1995.
Yeah. Freaknik time.
Yeah, during that time. So originally, Georgia Tech was the plan.
Yeah.
Some things happened. I had to settle for Morris Brown.
Okay.
Not trying to trip because I had a heck of an experience.
Yeah.
I remember staying inside the head coach basement that summer because I told him, I was like, I got to get out of Miami.
Yeah.
Like, come stay with me. I moved up to Atlanta, stayed in basement. Benjamin Mays. Never forget the street.
Right.
And because of me not handling my business at high school, I wasn't even able to play for Morris Brown.
Oh, wow.
So I never forget it. They went and played a game. They left. I left. I caught a flight back to Miami.
Right,
you know, but I went back home and I took the test over so I could become a qualifier. And from there, junior college, Eastern Michigan, from Eastern Michigan, Louisiana Tech, where I had an opportunity to play some professional ball.
Nice.
But it was a long journey, bro.
Yeah.
A long journey. Yeah. Should I have left Eastern Michigan? I always tell this story, and I tell this to different people. The grass is not always greener on the other side. So even with these student athletes right now, they're in and out, transferring from this school to that school to that school. And my son plays, he's a senior at Kentucky right now, a receiver. When I left Eastern Michigan.
Who's expected, right?
I was a starter.
Yeah.
38 catches, 601 yards, 4 touchdowns as a sophomore. I left because of the weather.
Yeah.
Wanting to do more, I left because of the weather. I got to Louisiana Tech, and I wasn't the guy there.
Yeah.
It's better than a lot of players, but they didn't recruit me. They brought the guys in really and gave them a little more opportunity than me. And I went from starting to being third string. Junior year, going to my senior year, I worked back up. But also, I graduated, started my own clothing store inside Grambling. So Louisiana Tech is right next to Grambling.
Yeah.
So this is where the entrepreneurial stuff coming to,
sure.
From the beginning when we talked about with my family and everything.
Yep.
My sister then was in real estate and finance inside of Miami. We had, God bless the dead, man, Heavy D. Heavy D brother Floyd had a clothing store inside New York. In Grambling, we couldn't get the Fat Farm, the Platinum Fubu, the Nietzsche, we couldn't get it.
Yeah.
So what I would do, my sister worked it out, Floyd would send me the stuff that wouldn't sell in New York and send it down to me. So I had a store in back of this record shop, and I sold all the gear while I was still playing football.
Nice.
Yeah, while I was still playing football, but we got into it, but therefore I didn't really put the time in I was supposed to put the time in on that football field. And I was a little cocky. And I had some words here and there with the head football coach. I didn't care. I'm Faheem Ali.
Right.
I'm going.
Yeah.
But it bit me in the end. He had the last laugh at me, and it taught me a whole lot to where the opportunity that I really was supposed to have playing professional ball, I didn't get it because when the calls came back, that head coach didn't give a good word.
Right.
You know, he didn't give a good word, and I heard it personally myself. And I don't tell this story a lot to people, but I heard it on a phone call. He was like, "Oh, he's not your guy."
Wow.
And then when I said it crushed me,
it
crushed me. And then from there, I had to realize, okay, I got to do something else. You know, but that football taught me one thing is you have to be good to other people.
Yeah.
Because you never know when it's going to come back around to you.
Yeah.
And I tell that to my son right now.
Yeah.
Those trainers, those people that you think that's not important, that's around all the time, the people that's in the equipment room and the trainers, those are people you really stay close to and talk to. Because guess what? When the guys in the league, when they come, they don't just talk to the coach.
Right.
They go talk to the one that was taping your ankle every day.
Yeah.
The one that was washing your stuff and giving it to you, and they ask you, what type of guy is he?
Exactly, yeah.
That's where this football thing taught me more about even my entrepreneurship and me being a businessman right now today, bro.
Hey, how you guys doing? Hold on, don't press that button because that's what I do every time I'm looking at an ad that I don't want to see. This ad just happened to be life-changing. I just happen to own one of the biggest home healthcare companies in the state of Georgia. I can help you create your own. Just to give you a little bit of insight, I send out registered nurses, LPNs, and CNAs to take care of people inside of the homes that cannot take care of themselves. But guess what? You don't have to have any medical background and you don't have to have any medical knowledge. So if you're wanting to change your life and you have a passion for actually taking care of people, then go ahead and sign up for Home Healthcare Blueprint. I'll see you guys later.
I love that you said that because, I played basketball coming up. And I say this all the time, is that basketball really helped me develop my skills, not even only as an entrepreneur, but just as a businessman. Like when I worked corporate America, I knew it wasn't ever about me, right? Because when I played ball, if the play made sense and I took the last shot, then I took the last shot. If the play didn't make sense and I need to set a hard pick, you know what I'm saying, for the guy so that he could take the last shot, I don't care who take the last shot. If I'm on the team, I just want to win. And so it teaches you that. But then also, to your point, we had the towel boys, the water boys, the people who took score, refs, right? I'm gonna tell you, like playing basketball, if you played in different tournaments, you probably gonna see the same ref in different tournaments. If you were an a-hole, right, playing during your school year, guess who the refs in the summertime? And guess who's not gonna give you that foul when you need it the most, right? And so I love that you're saying that because I think that there's parallels in sports, in business, but just in general. And I want people who are watching to, really take heed to what Faheem is saying, is that, you got to treat the janitor with the same respect you treat the CEO. In fact, right, and this is another thing, is that a lot of opportunities that I get, even to this day, are actually from people who weren't in the position when I met them. Right. And so, I've been in the game, decades and, not decades, but 12 years, right?
Yeah.
Decade. But there's people that were starting out on one position, they worked their way up. And then now they have a super duper hot position. They're like, oh yeah, Ash, come through. So talk to us a little bit about, about that. You know what I'm saying? As your journey as an entrepreneur, how important is relationships, and how has that played a part in your success right now?
Very, very, very key. Even coming back here to Atlanta.
Yeah.
There's this deal that I've learned over the last 4 years. Friends don't celebrate you until strangers embrace you.
Ooh, that's a bar.
I'm going to repeat that again.
You got to look in the camera and say that.
Friends don't celebrate you until strangers embrace you.
That's a big fact. Yep.
I've been hustling for a long time.
Yeah.
I'll even say that. As a businessman, because every day you got to get up and keep on going.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
And it hasn't always been in the right direction.
Yeah, yeah.
So
you had to work down in Miami. No, I was like,
don't
answer that. Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Don't answer that.
So what I'm getting at is that some people are cheering for you in the background, and some people are looking at it like they don't want it to work.
Yeah.
They don't want it to work.
Yeah.
It took for me to come to Atlanta, Georgia, for people that really didn't even know me.
Yeah.
And I knocked on doors, restaurants, hotels, and they embraced me.
Yeah.
You're black on water? Yeah, this before all this. This is when I first got here. Never mind, November makes 3 years of me being in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So I've been grinding. But now other people that are in South Florida or other places I went to school to, I've lived in Vegas, I've lived in Arizona, Michigan, Louisiana, Georgia. I've been a lot of places.
Yeah.
Those people now are saying, Ali, I got something for you. I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
They're believers now.
Yeah.
I got something for you. Let's do this. And it's paying off big time.
Yeah.
Even right now at my alma mater, I always wanted to be on the front page of the paper as a football player, right?
Yeah.
But here I am, they got me on the front page of the paper as an entrepreneur.
Love it.
And it feels good, and just getting it out there right now. Now that all that's taking place, more people at the crib are like,
right.
They cheering you on. So it's a good feeling. And I never knock anything.
Yeah.
You just gotta learn, man. And every day is a learning experience. But those relationships that I built from football, those relationships that I built as being a coach in football or being a mentor or back in the day when it was doing real estate, they're now coming to fruition and saying like, we gonna do this for our league.
Yeah.
So
and
relationships are everything.
And you're doing some big things, man. Keen Water, right? But how, like water, bro? Like how did you get into the water business? Like who wakes up and says, yo, I want to sell water? So like, how'd you get into the water business, man?
You know what? 5 years ago, if you asked me that, there's no way in the world I would tell you that now I would have my own water plant.
Yeah.
Man, I remember when the market crashed, and it crashed,
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out, man, how am I going to make some money?
Yeah.
So I got back to where I started at. I got back into the sports space.
Mm-hmm.
My son at that time was in middle school, and I started training him, and then I started realizing all these kids need training. I started realizing where kids were making mistakes at and things like that. So I created a company called Complete Athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Complete Athletes, we did SAT prep, ACT prep, because these were where I needed it.
Mm-hmm.
Those are things that I needed. We did football training, speed and agility, all of that. Now, I went from that because I wanted to make sure I taught my son the proper things. I wasn't going to have him out here looking crazy up under my name.
Right.
You know what I mean? Up under my name. Yeah. So from there, it started catching, the wave started moving. More kids started coming along. Then from there, I went to, because I had so many kids, the relationships with them, my guys that were still playing football, Mike McKenzie, did events for Santana, I did camps for Xavier Rhodes. I started doing their camps, and it was turnkey. Just show up, bring the kids there. I had the coaches there that's going to go ahead and do all the training and everything. And it was something they came back to the neighborhood for and did it for kids. And I was making money doing it.
Yeah.
From there, it got even bigger. Yeah. So in order to keep that flowing and continue money coming in, we created the Complete Athletes Awards. So the Complete Athletes Awards, for those people I was doing camps for or retired or active NFL players that was giving back to the community, I gave them an award. So also put them in front of some people to where they told their story and we can get more sponsorship, you know? So it worked. So we ran it one year, it was amazing. Yeah. That year, no, it wasn't that year. We ran it the second year. This was like 2018, 2017. German guy approached me and said, I have this water. I'm like, man, you don't get out of here. I don't care about no water. I mean, playing ball, we drunk the Gatorade, we drunk the Powerade, we didn't care about the water. As long as that ice in it and it was cold and we drunk it, that's what it was. So a whole 365 came. And the same German guy came back. I said, let me sponsor one of your events. Bing, in my head, I'm like, now you got my attention. So he go ahead and he sponsored one of my football camps. Then, he didn't even have the water. He just sponsored the event. I had his logo and stuff on the back of the shirts, everything. He came out there, he was taking pictures, he was amazed. Next camp was a football camp, Mike McKenzie camp. Now, at that time, we branded it, we bought the water out there and everything else. And I'll never forget, the players was like, man, where you get this water from? So at that time, I was like, okay, I need to go sit down with this guy. Sat down with him, gave me 20% of the company.
Off GP or like
he knew what I had relationship wise. In order to be in this space, man, you gotta, how you gonna push it?
Yeah.
It's a competitive space.
Yeah.
So he had a great product.
The water,
he had a great product that was
market.
on the wall, but he didn't know what to do with it.
Right, got it.
So therefore, I didn't give the jumper cables to it and jumped it.
Yeah.
I'll never forget, we did Xavier Rhodes camp, then we did Kayvon Webster camp. And Kayvon Webster been around, he played DB even down in Miami. And you probably had about 17 active players there. Teddy Bridgewater, Talib, Antonio Brown. It was out there, all the kids were out there. But I noticed the players, where you get this water from. From there, we shut off. I was there, I had an office inside his real estate office, and I just did water.
Yeah.
So now my face is on everything.
Yeah.
It's not his face.
Right.
Because the only reason why it's popping right now is because of me.
Right.
We had a situation to where we couldn't produce the water. So now I done committed to different events. I got stores that we got the water in, down in Miami Gardens and in Hialeah and all that stuff. So in my head, I'm like, okay, what we're doing. So My girl's living in Atlanta. I would come back frequently, back and forth. And I'm driving to Atlanta, and I've already committed to the camps for Drew Rosenhaus, who's a sports agent, who had one of the biggest sports agents that are out here right now that has all the clients. So here I am trying to figure out how am I going to do this for the camps. I go up here, and I'm on 75, and I had the address. I got the address to where we got the water from. I said, you know what? I drove to the water plant. You know what I mean? So it was in Central Florida. I drive to the water plant. I go up there and give them my business card, and they're like, you don't want to show that card around here. And I'm like, whoa. To get past that, some things wasn't done the right way. But they said, you need to call this person right here. And I called Danny, my consultant right now. He said, Ali, we know you're the guy that took it where it was supposed to be at. Start your own water. So I can help you out. Now, I've never had nobody in this. Now, never mind you, I knew nothing about water. I know we had to drink it. During those times, you had new waters coming out like Core. You had other waters there. You had 50 that just made a big move on vitamin water. I knew it was a space that's like, as I started doing research on it, like, okay, this is something that I can probably do. But I didn't want to go against it. So I said, okay, Danny, I'll talk to you soon. I come up to Atlanta, come back down, and I get with my guy, and I said, listen, let me bail us out. I can bail us out, but I said, I want 40% of the company. And no.
Wow. Okay. So right now, at this point, you have 20% of the company. You have no water because of whatever the deals that he did. You found the solution to help get the water and be able to supply.
Correct.
But your price for that was an increase in equity in the company.
Which I thought was fair, because nothing until I came on board.
100% of nothing or 80% of nothing is nothing.
Yeah, correct.
Right.
So I went back, and it sort of hit me when he said no.
And why did he say no? Do you know why he said no, or?
I don't know. You know what I mean? So I sat back and I evaluated everything, and I was just, I'm at my boy restaurant down in Miami, and I said, hell with it. I called Danny. I said, Danny, what I need. And nope, let me rewind that. I sent my agreement to my business attorney first. And I gave him the agreement. I said, can I do my own company without being sued or anything?
Right, because that's what I was going to ask, like, right?
So I did it. So this where Atlanta comes into place at too. Not only was my girl, but I didn't have a non-compete clause as long as it wasn't in Florida. So I'm in Georgia. I'm in Georgia.
All right, okay. So let me break it down. Let me break it down.
Yeah.
So normally, and this is common business practice is when you are in a particular business and you get into agreements and partnerships and JVs. JV is joint ventures. You get into these business agreements. They know that if you start working with somebody, you don't want them to just leave and start their own thing, and so you do what's called a non-compete clause, and that's even in corporate America too, right? Like if I work at Chase Bank and I'm a manager, sometimes they'll say, listen, you can't work at another bank for a year or 2 years or whatever. So that happens a lot in business, period. And so in Faheem's case, because you were in South Florida,
corporation.
Right?
It was a Florida corporation.
The non-compete said you couldn't start. And how long was it? You couldn't do anything in South Florida for how long?
It was basic. I think it was like about a year or 2 years.
So a year, 2 years. If he ever splits from the company, he can't start his own water a year, 2 years. And this is where.
Now this is where the Georgia deal comes into place at. So here we go now. Now in a couple more months, I got the camps, and the first camp I committed to was Lawrence Taylor, golf tournament. It's LT, best linebacker ever played in the NFL. Now here I am. How am I going to satisfy this? Man, I come to Georgia. And I called Danny, and I moved forward on it. I was going back and forth from Miami because I wasn't making no money up here. More of my money was being made down here. So I'm going back. I'm in South Florida about 15 days. I'm up here about 15 days. So in between that time, during that month, and all this happened in 1 month. During that month, I'm getting everything together. We're going on colors. Danny was like, okay. So I formed a corporation up here in Georgia. I didn't know what I was going to call it. So I'm in Lorna's restaurant, which is a Caribbean restaurant down in South Florida, my boy Matari. I'm in there smoking a hookah with my boy. These young ladies come in there, we talking and everything. And I was trying to figure out what the name was going to be. So, man, this girl, AJ, I can call AJ name out.
Yeah.
She went through my Facebook and looked at my name. Now, under my name, it says Faheem, Arabic origin, perceptive, intelligent, and or keen. Which keen means sharp and precise.
Yeah.
That's what the water is. Now, this time, the water I was coming out with was 9.8 pH because I had to change it. That water with the other company was 10 plus pH. And she said that, and she was like, it's named after you.
Right.
I said, that's what it is. Keen.
Sharp and precise.
Sharp and precise.
Yep.
Call my homeboy in relationships.
Yeah.
Call my my teammate from college.
Yeah.
He does graphics and everything. I said, I need you to make a logo for me. Boom, about 48 hours later, he had the logo. Came back and sent me some stuff.
Nice.
He made the logo. He sent me a couple of logos. From there, I picked this one right here.
Yeah.
Shot everything to Danny. Started going over with the water. Now, the funny thing is, and which my product that really got me to where I'm at, it was 9.8 pH, no chemicals, added trace minerals, which is calcium, magnesium, natrium, potassium. Learning more about the hydration space in the athlete, those are minerals that we need.
Right.
But I got it just right. I had magnesium in it, killed it out. I had, let me rephrase it, I had zinc in it. Zinc had the water a little bit heavier. Took out the zinc, added natrium, and it was so clean.
Nice. Yeah.
Roll with it.
Yeah.
Then I couldn't move the product to get it up here. Now they sat back and I had a whole truckload.
Right.
At that time, I had CBD water, spring water, and my high pH water. I reached out to a couple of people. Didn't have the numbers on it after creating it. One of those schools said, I got you. That was a part of the company earlier. We moved the water here. I was able to do our first event, Lawrence Teller event. That's my first event I did.
Nice.
And from there, we rolled out.
Nice. And then fast forward me to, you got this company. You're doing great things, right? So like you in restaurants, you're in, clubs, right? Like fast shout to the gathering spot. Like you are the water supplier at the gathering spot. So you have all of these accounts, right? When is it foresight that says, you know what? Yo, let me just buy a water plant. Did it fall in your lap? Like, how do you go from, like Danny's the connect, right? He's helping you get the water. And then how do you become the first and only black guy who owns, or black person who owns a water plant in the state of Georgia?
I met a young lady inside Orlando when I was with the other water company.
Yeah.
She was telling me about this plant that she owned in Georgia. I didn't care about that. I'm rocking with this brand. We're doing what we got to do.
Yeah.
So moving to Georgia, our plant through Danny was inside Central Florida. Now I had to go back and forth, man. Let me tell you something. I used to leave. I had just knocking on doors. I had Milk and Honey. I had Fin and Feather. I had a couple of hotels, Hilton, Hampton and the Suites in Buckhead. Got both of those. So I was probably moving about 50, 60 cases a week. People didn't know, bro. I would get up at 2 in the morning on Thursday, drive to Florida, load up, and drive back.
Wow.
Just so I have deliveries at these places the next day. Wow. Bro, they was trying to figure out, like, how are you doing this?
Wow.
Man, I didn't have nothing else.
Wow, yeah.
I didn't have nothing else. But, man, one day I always said, like, I got to get something closer. So I remembered the lady.
Yeah.
I went back and I really wanted her to just, to get my water. I needed a place closer to produce my water. She really couldn't produce what I needed, and the numbers were crazy. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna keep this journey going back and forth to Florida.
Yeah.
Well, one day, man, I got a truckload, and when I say the water was bad, meaning by not the water, the packaging.
Yeah.
Labels wrinkled, everything else, man, and it was like, I say, there's no way I'm going to have, they don't care about it. And I'm not talking about the company, that's why I'm not mentioning the name. But when you got people in there that's working and they don't have the passion, or they don't have, they looking at it like it's another company, we're going to do what they got to do. They messed up.
Yeah.
I didn't want my brand to be like that, bro.
Yeah.
So I already started sending in my head, like, we go get our own plant.
Yeah.
So I started circling back around to this plant over here that was in Chatsworth. Never been in Chatsworth day before in my life, bro.
Yeah.
Circling back in Chatsworth. Wind up coming back around to it and find out. Well, it came to me, but the lady lost the plant.
Wow. Okay.
So this is when it really, this was recently.
Yeah.
This was 2 months before May, right? Trying to figure it out, like, dang, what's going on? We're trying to work out a deal with her, and come to find out she didn't own the plant. They reached out to me.
The people who own the plant.
Yes.
How they use your information? Like what?
One of my bottles was inside the plant that I already brought over to them. I remember on Facebook looking at my Facebook page, and there was a message inside the box that said, "This is the owner of Keen Water," and then I had a message because I had 800 of them and everything.
Yeah.
That was going to my cell phone.
Yeah.
We didn't have no office.
Right.
It was going to my cell phone.
Wow.
So I called back the number. He was like, hey, this is such and such. I heard you was interested in purchasing the water plant.
Wow.
I'm like, yes. Man, next day we was at the door.
Wow.
Inside Chatsworth, Georgia.
Wow.
I'm at their door.
Yeah. If that's not energetic alignment,
Bro.
because you have this problem, you need to find something closer. You're in your head thinking about owning a water plant, and just like that,
boom.
Okay.
And so in my head, I'm like, there's no way in the world I'm gonna let this fall.
Yeah.
So I'm going back and forth. We're trying to figure out these numbers. Yeah. I know what the plan is. I got the appraisal on the plant.
Yeah.
I know what it's worth. Man, guess what? It's costing $108,000 to close it. I'll be frank with you, I ain't have $108K. God just led me to everything that needed to happen.
Yeah.
By May 1st, we was closing the deal.
Wow.
By May 1st, we was closing the deal.
Wow.
To the point to where I remember I picked up the keys on May 14th because there was still some things that had to take place legally with the previous owner.
Right.
That was there.
Right.
I remember getting ready to go to my son's school, University of Kentucky in Lexington, and we pulled over on the side of the road, and I picked up the keys.
Wow.
Exit 295.
Oh, man.
Met with them. I already said we did the closing and everything. They gave me the keys, and for the rest is history, bro.
And now you're the owner. Man, because the water, it's $1 billion business.
Multi-billion
dollar business.
And so, but it's even deeper than that, man.
Yeah.
Article just came out on the 6th of this month. Even though they just started trading water as a commodity on the stock exchange December 2020. Now, and I don't know if everybody know what that means.
Yeah.
As a commodity.
Yep.
Oil.
Yep.
Gold.
Yep.
Everything else.
Yeah.
So by 2025, it'll be on the same level as gold.
Wow.
But
water. And there's
more
shortages.
water.
Right, there's shortages.
There's shortages.
There's
shortages. And this is why, and I'm gonna tell you, just move fast forward on when I closed the plant. 48 hours later, I got an offer.
Wow.
For $5 million more than what I bought it for.
Wow.
You got me?
Wow.
It's appraised at 1.8. I got it for one, and I'm giving y'all some numbers. I can talk numbers.
Yeah.
I got it for less than that.
Yeah.
And I got offered $5 million more to really just do a flip.
Right.
Boom, close the deal, move it to them. And I thought about it. I was like, well, I really need to grab this $5 million. I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. It was Ramadan. I'm fasting every day. I'm getting up in the morning. I'm reading the Quran. I'm fasting every day. And God was like, nah, B. I'm serious. I'm just like, nah, man. Nah.
Yeah.
Now I will tell you this: it caused some friction inside the camp.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
everybody's different.
Yeah.
Everybody's different, and I look at it like this: everybody comes along for a season and for a reason.
Yeah.
And I made a decision that went against some things. Some people in the camp wasn't okay with.
I mean, some people look $5 million in that short of amount of time. Some people gonna be like, yo,
business wise,
right.
Really, and I'm gonna tell you something. Yeah. They say if you're making over 3 times of what you put out, you're really supposed to go with that deal. I just couldn't.
Yeah.
Do it even better than that.
Yeah.
About 11 days ago, that same team came back with $10 million. But if they coming to me right now, and I'm not even running 5% of the water, what they gonna do 12 months from now?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep on grinding.
Right.
I got a good team right now together. I'm not doing this by myself no more. We got truckloads coming in. We got truckloads going out. I'm on the same playing level as my guys in Central Florida. They're asking me, can you bottle this for my people inside Tennessee or in this area? So now I ain't got to worry about nobody or getting the load, and my label's wrinkled. And even I got a staff of 11 right now. I got locals that's been there. I'm supporting families right now, bro. Like they expect they check every week.
Right.
And guess what? They getting their check every week. But I got to continue doing this, and every week is getting more. We're getting more and more accounts.
Yeah. No, I love
more
that,
and more accounts,
man.
bro.
I love that. And so the one thing I appreciate about you is your grind, right? Like you said, you were getting water from South Florida 2 in the morning just to kind of to get water back where it needs to go. I remember how we met. Somebody had told me, was like, yo, there's a black-owned water, and I was like, oh, word, let me go support. So I bought it. I look up the water, make sure it's black-owned, right?
Yeah.
Make sure. And then so I'm looking. I order it. Same day, I see somebody coming and dropping it off in my door, and I look. I'm like, yo, it look like
blazing up and everything.
I'm like, wait, hold on, that look like the dude that owned this joint. I said, the owner's making deliveries,
Bro.
and that for me as a owner of a business, as somebody who's been in business for a while, that said a lot about how serious you take your business, right? But one of the things that I think that is a lost art now. Is that level of customer service, is that level of building relationship, is the level of starting businesses that are sort of like, that go inside stores, right? Because a lot of people are so fascinated on digital. Like, yo, I'm gonna do an ebook, I'm gonna do a course, and that's really it. Like the whole model is around digital products. Or even if somebody does a t-shirt line, they don't have a store, right? And so talk to me about the process of getting accounts, right? Because you say you go door to door, you have it in restaurants. Like, what is that process? You have a product, you want your product to be in a store, you want the hotel to carry it. That person right now that's watching that has a product, a physical product, and wants distribution. Talk about that process.
I'm gonna talk about the hotel business first.
Yeah.
Because man, we inside Hilton hotels, bro.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you how it happened.
Yeah.
One night, I had to stay in the hotel for a couple of days. I went to Buckhead, and GM there, black guy. I'll talk about him in a second. But I'm going back and forth, checking everything out, and I'm looking at, they got local beers inside the little, you come down there, you can go to the refrigerator. So, I'm being me who I am. I talk to everybody.
Yeah.
I have to talk to everybody because I don't know where it's going to take me.
Right.
So that's just me.
Yeah,
I've been like that since I've been younger, bro.
Yeah.
But, I'm asking questions and like, okay, yeah, that's local beer. Hilton supports local brands. Bing. So in my head, I'm already there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what about waters? Like, you got your own water? Yeah. It's black owned? Yeah. You can do net 30? Yeah. Give me 3 cases.
Ooh, asking ye shall receive. That's
Bro,
it.
So now I'm looking at it like, he gave me the blueprint.
Yeah.
Marcus, on my team right now.
Oh.
That's how everything comes around. On my team right now,
Right.
working with the majority of the hotels, and we got a plan that we're putting together. 398 Hilton hotels inside the Atlanta and the surrounding area, bro. So from there, guess what I did? I went to another Hampton in the Suites.
Yeah.
I started pulling up. Now on the back of the hotel cards, it tell you the Hilton properties: Home 2 Suites, Homewood Suites, DoubleTree, Hampton Inn, Hilton, Hilton Garden Inn. Yeah. All these are under Hilton.
Right.
So guess what I started doing?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Ali.
Yeah.
And I just did my whole spiel.
Yeah.
If they said the GM wasn't there, I get the GM card. The next time I came, I didn't even talk to the person there. Hey man, Mike told me to come back by. I'm the guy telling the water boys outside. Now I don't even know how Mike looked.
Right.
You know what I mean? But man, from there now I wound up being in like 16 hotels.
Wow. Yeah.
How little me right now in 16 hotels. Yeah. But then it started growing. And I got to give a big shout out to a couple of people, man. Dion Milk and Honey, my guy.
Yeah.
These are the places, Thin and Feather Dane, my guy. These are the places that when people come in town, they come to these restaurants and they would tell these guys, they would tell people, "Oh, this black owned. Gotta check it out."
Yeah.
Right now, even right now with Chef at Toast on Lennox. I was with Chef since he was at BQE. The full circle turned around. It wasn't at BQE no more. Went to Rock South. Now at the time, Rock South didn't want to pull us in. And Chef was like, "Don't worry about it. I'm gonna have my own spot soon." So I was like, "Okay." About 3 months later, Chef called me and said, "Come on by, bro." I came in before it even opened up. Everybody was tasting the water and stuff. They said, "You my water." Relationships, bro.
Yeah.
Now, everybody that come in there, Chef will tell them like, "Hey man, check this water out. It's black owned."
Yeah.
That's the love that I get from those iconic places or those people that actually push my brand out more to where now pretty much every place you're going into, guess what you're seeing? Clean water.
Clean water, yeah.
Especially the iconic places out here. We're still chopping wood, bro.
Right.
We're still chopping wood. But what I'm doing now, and I'm just going into it I was trying to figure out those places that I couldn't get because of Fiji, because of Coke or whomever.
Right. Dasani and all
that. So I started it off with my guys, Milk and Honey.
Yeah.
So I said, the hell with my brand.
Right.
I want to big you up because you was in the paint with me. And I created Milk and Honey. Same bottle, their logo on the front, my logo on the side.
Yeah.
Now I went from them ordering 10 cases a week to 36 cases a week.
Wow.
Because now they're selling their water, so my numbers are going up.
Right.
Now, right now, we already branded, we branded about 12 different companies now.
Wow.
Toast, Milk and Honey, Tom, Dick, and Hank, The Gathering Spot.
Right.
I became a member, and it took me a little while to really get up on it, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
Now I look at it, guess what? You got DC, getting water too, The Gathering Spot.
Right.
We just closed 15 Twin Peaks.
Wow.
Can I tell you one story about
Twin Peaks? No, go ahead, man. Talk.
Let me tell you something about following God lead.
Yeah, look.
I'm in Twin Peaks to have a meeting.
Yeah.
With somebody with my water, because he worked in Buckhead. They had a couple of deals with me. I'm grinding.
Yeah.
I had my purple label on the counter in Twin Peaks, and the general manager came and said, "You can't have that water on the table." I was like, "I got a meeting coming up." They said, "You got to put it down in the seat." And they bought me a bag to put my water in so nobody couldn't see it.
Wow. Yeah.
We just closed 15 Twin Peaks. Oh. Go to Twin Peaks on Buckhead, they got our water.
Yeah.
Go to Kennesaw, they got our water.
Yeah,
It's Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
They got 83 of them.
Ooh.
Goal is to close all of them.
Right.
So, tell me no.
Right.
Don't tell me no.
Right.
Because you know what I'm going to keep doing? Chopping wood. Same thing happened with Dantana.
Yeah.
And I love Brian and everybody.
Yeah.
But, man, Eric, God bless his dead, Eric passed away. Eric was like, "I'm going to try to push it, but the only thing we carry is Saratoga."
Right.
Okay. Now, it probably took me about $14,000 going in there all the time and spending money.
Yeah.
But guess who water they sell? Guess who's selling more water than Saratoga?
Yeah.
King Water.
Yeah.
So I just, if it's a challenge, me playing sports, me getting knocked down, football helped me literally.
Right. You being named after the champion,
all that come into place. You're not going to win.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find something. You gonna show me a weak spot that you have, and I'm gonna slide on it.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at. And that's our goal is, having our corporate meetings on Wednesday. I said, man, I'm not worried about everything else on the outside.
Yeah.
Let's lock down from North Georgia to South Georgia.
Yeah.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Before, it used to be if it's popping in New York, everybody on it.
Yeah.
Popping in LA, everybody on it.
Yeah.
It's popping in Miami, everybody on it. Man, if it's popping in Atlanta right now, you popping.
Right.
So I'm like, let's focus on Atlanta, Georgia. Do what we got to do.
Right.
And we win.
Nah, I love it.
And my team, I don't have to go by door no more. You see?
Yeah.
I got a good team. Now I got 3 other people making deliveries.
Right.
I got an office manager.
Right.
I got a warehouse manager.
Right.
I got compliance.
Right.
I got an attorney.
Right.
Like you know what I'm saying? We got a team right now to where, and I told him in the meeting, I said, right now, we should, by the end of the year, we should have 20 employees.
Yeah.
And I get my deal out of it because I know that they enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
And their kids come by.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm really getting my blessings from it.
Yeah.
You know, I have this thing to where, you know, you do some bad things when you're growing up, and I was trying to figure out, like, how do I overcome those things? Yeah. Right now, thinking from what I'm doing, I think God is saying, okay, it's your time.
Right.
And I think He's opening the doors for me. I think I sort of wiped away all that stuff, and He hasn't let me down yet.
Yeah.
He hasn't let me down yet, bro.
Man.
Yeah, he hasn't let me down yet. So.
Oh man! All right, so let's flip a little bit, man, because you know, there's somebody watching right now, man. Faheem, where he's at right now, successful. But if you could do anything different, what advice would you give to your 18-year-old self?
Me, 18?
Yeah. So with everything you know now, what advice you're giving 18-year-old Faheem?
Sometimes, all right, be consistent. Body language is everything. See, we could sit back and act like everything is good, but if you're coming down in there with a frown on your face or you slumped over, you're not happy. I don't care how, you're not happy. So always know that body language talks more than your mouth. You got me? Man, faith, bro. If I can't tell you no deeper than that, well, because one thing he can do, he can make it hot for you. Right. Boy, then he can cut it off. You understand what I'm saying? And there's times to where, so growing up, all my friends wasn't Muslim, bro. You know what I mean? Or I didn't say they didn't believe in God or anything else like that, but it went away from some things that my mom and my family raised me on. So I learned a lot of bad things coming up. Even in college, I learned a lot of bad things. So sometimes you stop thinking that God is the one that really called all the shots. You're not praying like you're supposed to be. You're not reading more. It's just on the lifestyle. I'm not trying to say whatever religion it is. I'm not tripping on any of that. But just in those steps, stay faithful. And I don't try to pound my son right now, but I'll send him a text saying, "Well, make sure you thank God, bro." Because it's just giving him those nuggets, not pounding you, but understand, bro, the same way he give it to you, he take it away from you. But keep chopping wood, man. I got this thing saying keep chopping wood. You never know when that tree go fall. And right now we got a big old tree. We got, man, I just want a piece of it. So I'm gonna, they laugh because my team was like the lumberjack. I'll be a lumberjack all day. Because they gonna cut me about 650 million in a little while. You know what I mean? So that's why, and that's it. So the consistency, man, body language, man, character, and staying faithful, bro.
And for the right price, are you selling? Is this legacy? Is this being passed down? Like what's the number? They came with 5. You ain't take the 5. They came with 10. You ain't take the 10 milli. What is looking like?
Right now, if I drop dead a year from now, I've had a wonderful life. And I'm saying that personally. But my shorties, I got 3 boys. My oldest, my middle son, Blaine, he's a senior this year, and my youngest, 13. So they all 5 years apart. And you look at things to where other families have things like that, they pass it down to the kids. They pass it down to the kids. So when it comes down to that water plant, that's staying in the family. King Water is a brand. Because I didn't have a water plant first, so I was jumping this up. If they come to buy it, they come to buy it. I can create another brand. I got the source.
So who need a plug when you got the source?
I got the source.
Who need a plug when you got the source?
So now King Water, I've seen it done. I watched my girl Liz work for Core. When Core, and I watched what she was doing. So at that time, I was running the camps, and she was my hydration sponsor. And I watched it, man, 2 years later sell for $520 million. That's only been about 5 years, bro. I'm like, they chopping down $520 million. If you listen to Juicy J will tell you that's the best investment he ever made. You still hear 50 talking about it. He made more than selling quarter water. You understand what I'm saying? So they coming with the right price on King. It's only right for my partners and the people that's involved with it with me. Y'all got to eat off it. But that source, that water, that million, it's pumping over 1 million gallons a day.
Yeah.
I'm losing 70,000 gallons an hour now as we speak.
It's pumping so much. So I was there. It's pumping so much water that you don't even have the manpower, the capacity to take. Like so even in getting all the accounts, there's still it's natural.
Imagine if I start. All right, so imagine we start using 25% of it.
Right. We might need some 5-gallon key water, man.
Well, the thing is this, man. Is, all right, so I've seen other people sit back and say you got to have all these sources of income.
Right. Yeah.
That's the big thing, right?
Yeah.
Since I stopped doing a whole bunch of things and just focused on this, we shooting up. See, sometimes you can do a whole bunch of nothing.
Yeah,
you're not putting that time. Sometimes you can do a whole bunch of nothing.
Multiple ponds.
But what you doing?
Ponds, right?
But the fact
you literally got some streams.
I'm
barred up, B.
When and I'll even take it back to where I had my other products. Yeah. I had a CBD water, I had a spring water, and I had a high alkaline water.
Yeah.
But I had to focus on one thing, so I just moved to my purple label.
Yeah.
And from there, it started growing, bro.
Yeah. Don't miss that, y'all.
And I was like, okay, the CBD water cost me more. It ain't legal in all the states.
Yeah.
Why am I even wasting the time with this?
Yeah.
The spring water, it was okay, but everybody liked the purple label. So I dropped everything else.
Yeah.
Focused on the purple.
Yeah.
And we started winning, bro.
Yeah.
We started winning.
Yeah. And that's a message, because a lot of people, to your point, are starting businesses. And when they start businesses, they want to create all of these different streams of income. But if they focus on the one thing and make that a stream, right? Make the one thing a stream.
Then you'll be able to, without a problem and it not bothering you, could do something else.
Yeah.
But right now, and I got this saying, you see the hat, my boy Raheem, man, owns his company, Fortune Over Fame.
Yeah.
And I'm living by, I ain't caring about no fame.
Yeah.
I want the fortune for Faheem, Blaine, and Joshua.
Right, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then their kids.
Right.
And then their kids.
Right.
Because that's how I go down. I got water that's coming out. Man, we didn't create this.
Yeah.
Man, we got water.
Yeah. No, I love it. All right, we're gonna do our speed round real quick, man, because you man, this is an inspiration. Yo, make sure y'all go. What is it, KeenH2O.com?
On IG is all social media is KeenH2O.
Okay.
Not zero.
Yeah.
But KeenH2O.
Okay.
But the website is KEN-water.com.
Okay, perfect. All right, let's do a quick lightning round. And in our lightning round, what we do is we take bank terms and we flip them for inside the vault, right? And so the first term we're gonna say is deposit slip. A deposit slip is when you go inside the bank, you fill it out, you put the money inside the bank. Here inside the vault, a deposit slip is a money mistake, a slip up, right? What would you say has been in your whole journey, what has been your biggest deposit slip?
Not doing it for myself, trying to do it for everybody else.
Okay.
Sometimes that thing, see when I go to the Fortune thing? Man, I wanted other people to like me. Or I wanted to show them like, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Man, the hell with that.
Yeah.
It's about this right here.
Yeah.
When I changed that, that was it. So that's putting that in and prioritizing it, not doing it for others, but doing it for myself. That's what that is.
Yeah. All right, number 2, charge off, right? And so a charge off, you borrow money from a bank, you don't pay the money back. They try to kind of collect the money, then eventually they charge it off. For us inside the vault, a charge off is what kind of people or mindsets did you have to charge off during your journey?
The people that really wasn't on the same page as me. Those who it's not their interest, it's not their passion.
Yeah.
When you getting outside negative energy, sometimes you have to understand that I got to pull away from that.
Yeah.
And for years, I knew it was happening, even growing up.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't your friend.
Yeah.
Everybody not your friend. Yeah. So you got to know how to understand and follow your intuition.
Yeah.
Man, My mom used to always tell me, man, that meant your boys.
Right.
But I still, I'm not worried about that. I'm rolling with it.
Yeah.
I rolled with it for too long.
Yeah.
You got me?
Yeah.
I rolled with it for too long. Yeah. And you got to know how to surround yourself around like-minded people and the people that have your best interests.
Yeah.
So that's my child. I wish I would have listened to mom earlier, or I wish I would have sat back and said, man, I ain't got to worry about being around them. I can do this. I'm Faheem. Yeah. And I've learned that now. I don't go to the club with nobody no more. If I go to the club. Yeah. Even if you go, man, I'm going to drive myself. You know why? Yeah. When I'm ready to go, I go.
Oh. When they say travel light, travel
I'm not
far.
feeling it now. Yeah. And even though I don't have no problem calling and saying, nah, man, y'all go ahead and do that, man. I'm chilling. Right. Before, it was you don't want nobody getting mad. I told them I was coming. I don't have no problem sitting on the couch.
Yeah. Right.
So that's that charge off, man. If I can sit back and tell myself, like, man, if you had that instincts a long time ago, man, you should have been cut that off. So that's what that is.
All right. Last but not least, ATM, man. So ATM machine is when you put your card in, you want to get the money out, you get all the valuable money, you get the money. For us, ATM is another teachable moment. Tell our audience. Give us a message, one last bar, something that's a teachable moment that can help anybody on their journey.
Be disciplined. Doing something that you ought to do instead of doing something that you want to do. Sometimes we want to go spend that money. Yeah. But you really ain't. Sometimes you really don't have to do it. Yeah. Don't do it. Don't do it. I remember, man, going to the strip club one day in Miami, and I knew I was paying my car note the next day. I was already rolling about 20 days late. Yeah. I went to the strip club, blew the dough, right? And my car got repoed 2 days later. Wow. And I watched it, and I ran behind the dude, like, yo, at least let me get my stuff out. Right. And I'm like, dude, what was I trying? Man, I just had this money in my pocket, man, I spent it.
Wow.
So I wasn't being disciplined. Yeah. So those things you're supposed to do, do it. Don't let the glitz and glamour take you the other way. Yeah. So I say being disciplined. Yeah. Doing something that you ought to do instead of doing something that you want to do.
No, I love that. All right, y'all, and y'all ought to share this video. You ought to make sure you order. Oh, I should be a rapper, bro. You ought to make sure you order King H2O water. Oh, that's the bar. If somebody wanted to find you order some water from the. If somebody wanted to find you, they wanted to connect with you. Where can they find you?
Definitely the website. Send a message. KEN-water.com. We on IG, and one thing about it is right here, man. I get all these people in the inbox all the time talking about we can get you these followers. Man, I'm organic, man. If you don't experience my water, you don't like it, I don't want you following me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I just want to get a message out on that. But Keen H2O, and that's on Facebook, that's on Twitter, that's on IG. Give us a call, man. Yeah. We out there in Chatsworth, Georgia, in the country. Yeah.
and listen. If you own, we got a lot of business owners that are watching. If you own a business and you sell water, a nickel bag gets sold in the park. We want in. I need you to holler at my man Faheem Ali. He is now your water supply. He is now your water supply. You own a business and you are an insider. You watch Inside the Vault. I need you to holler at my man Faheem Ali. Brother, I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you, bro.
I love what you're doing. I'm a big supporter. Like, we drink Keen water in the household. Yeah. I'm ordering 3 cases. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, continue blessings, man. And again, I love what you're doing because it's not about you, right? You are always willing to help in front of the camera, behind the camera. Like, you are really about moving our people forward, being the example. And so we appreciate you. All right, y'all, so we are closing out the vault. Another awesome episode of Inside the Vault with Ash Cash. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms at Inside the Vault. Follow me, Ash Cash, on all social media platforms at I am Ash Cash. I'm going to see y'all next time, same place, in God's will. Peace.
Oh yeah. You want ass cash, you can catch it right here in the ball.